How do everyone, and welcome back to Royville in 4 color. Yeah, my name is Stefan. I haven't done a kind of a comic book video or how to read video. I haven't done a comic book video in a while. And I figured I picked up my comic books, and so honestly, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to show you what I got. I know I really want you to read them, but I don't know. I kind of thought that you might enjoy just seeing what I got. So, without further ado, new comic book day. Here's my haul video. So, yeah. So, the first one picked up Absolute Batman. Looks like the Absolute Poison Ivy on the cover. So, if you're not picking up Batman, do you really even read comics? Sorry. If you're not picking up Absolute Batman, are you really even reading comics right now? Like, seriously. So, yeah. My camera's on a little table, so hopefully I won't destroy my comics here. Let's try. There. The second one I got, and I think these are in actual alphabetical order, ironically enough. But second one I got is Amazing Spider-Man. Really loving this run. I was not a fan of the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, but once Joe Kelly took over, I really think it's just a fun Spider-Man read. I love that he's using Ben Reilly. Ben Reilly, I think, is a great Spider-Man character, and that he is also using Norman Osborn in the way that he's using them. If you want me to spoil stuff for you, let me know. But yeah, I'm really liking this run. The next one I got is Captain America. So I have been really starting to dig Chip Zdarsky. I didn't really read a lot of his stuff, but I read his Daredevil. I really liked it. I read the first volume of his Daredevil. I had the second volume. I just haven't read it yet. It's on the docket, but there's so much stuff on the docket. And I really actually kind of think he's a cool person. I've seen some videos, so it makes me want to read his stuff even more. But yeah, so I've read the first couple issues of this. I'm really enjoying it. And Red Hulk's on the cover. What is going on there? So yeah, so I will be excited to get into that. New comic that came out that I dug the first issue of is The Darkness. I am a huge fan of Witchblade. I never read Witchblade in the Darkness in their original run in the 90s, but I decided on a whim to get Witchblade in its reboot a couple years ago, maybe a year ago, and it is an absolute great read. I love it, and this is also pretty good. This one's about a mafia hitman who is not that great of a person but gets superpowers. And I don't know, is he going to be a good guy? Is he going to be a bad guy? He's been kind of an antagonist for the Witchblade character. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I liked the first issue. Can't wait to see where that goes. Had to get my old reliable. Came out, another next issue came out, Nightwing. So yeah, enough said about that. If you want me to talk more about Nightwing, let me know if you have a couple weeks. So yeah, this one was really interesting. I kept up with it. This is Star Trek: The Last Starship. It's set in the far future. I think after the burn, and because I didn't really, I'm behind on the Discovery, so I don't really know much about the burn, but I think this is after the burn. There's like one starship, and they decide to like go exploring again. They're trying to get the Federation back and go out and figure out what's going on in the universe, and so they decide to get the Borg to help them. Now it's the Borg Queen, I think, from the end of Picard. But basically, they help them clone Captain Kirk. So Captain Kirk is in the future on this starship going around doing Captain Kirk things. The first issue was really interesting. Don't know where they're going to go, and I honestly don't think this is very canon. I'm not really sure how they do canon much anymore in Star Trek, but maybe it's just the TV shows. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, it was a really fun read. The first one, The Last Starship. I recommend this. A lot of Star Trek has been pretty good for me lately. Um, so yeah, no, Star Trek: The Last Starship. I recommend at least the first issue trying it out. However, I got this, and I have to say, I got the new Star Wars issue. I am a huge fan of Star Wars. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars comics. I have the complete Marvel run back in the 80s and 90s. Um, the Star Wars books lately have just been really lackluster for me. And I have to say, I'm really sorry to say this, but the only reason I kept up with this is because I knew it was ending at like issue 10. There might be one or two more issues, but I knew it was ending, so I figured I'll just get all of it because I'm a completionist kind of, and it was only a couple more issues. I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad read. It was fun, and pretty much any good, relatively fun Star Wars I'm all about. But honestly, I kind of think this could have just been like a novel, like a paperback novel, and just left it at that, like a 200, 300 paperback novel, and just left it at that. I didn't think it needed to be kind of like a 10 issue run. Um, Also, I think they kind of just made it a 10 issue run so they could get a trade out of it. I don't know that for sure. But it just seems like kind of that's how they cancel stuff nowadays. Um, but yeah, so that's Star Wars 10. Um, this I haven't actually started reading them, but I am a huge Superman fan. I pretty much get every Superman book that comes out. So Superman Unlimited, The Pranksters Triumphant. And this actually seems like a very fun video, or sorry, not video, very fun. Hopefully, it's a very fun video for you, but a very fun cover. It actually kind of reminds me of the old Adam West, like, will they get out of this? Check out next time. Same bat time, same Superman time, same Superman channel. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. It's Superman Unlimited. I'm not sure. Dan Slott is the writer here. I'm not sure how long this is going to go. I did read the first few issues, I think, and I enjoyed it, but I'm not really sure how long this is going to happen. I mean, I do, or how long it's going to go. I basically buy almost everything Superman, and because of that, I kind of hope that it goes away because of the pocketbook. But because I would love to just have, Action Comics and Superman and just have great stories in those. And then maybe every once in a while have somebody do a limited run because I know it was the summer of Superman, but there was just too much stuff going out. However, I did relatively like all of the Superman stuff that was coming out. So I mean, it was a great. Honestly, it was a whatever you think about the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed almost all of the Superman comics coming out. It was a great summer of Superman DC. Thank you very much. Uh, and I do find it kind of funny. I didn't really notice this before, but there's a Superman cover where I don't know if that's gonna. There's a Superman cover where he's like bursting out of some kryptonite chains, and that's kind of cool that they did that for the trade dress. So I thought that was neat. Once again, this is probably no surprise to anyone that knows me, but got the new Titans book. It is a DCKO tie-in. I am enjoying the DCKO, but I think I haven't read the tie-ins for Titans yet, so I'm not really sure what they're doing because I know that the Titans were kind of told or decided that they were going to stay on Earth while all the other heroes went and did the matches and everything. So they were kind of left behind to defend the Earth in case something happened while everybody else was gone. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to read that when I get to it. And Ultimate Spider-Man 24. I think this might be the last issue. It's either 24 or 26. And I was not a big fan of the Ultimate series the whole like the Ultimates thing. I got a few of them, and the only one I stayed with was Ultimate Spider-Man. I really enjoyed Ultimate Spider-Man. I think I would have enjoyed Ultimate Spider-Man even more if it was just Ultimate Spider-Man and nothing else was going on. And then maybe they could have spun some stuff out of Ultimate Spider-Man. But that they basically are killing it 2 years into it, I don't know. I don't know what Marvel's thinking. This is a really good book. It did have some ups and downs, yes, but overall it was a great Spider-Man story. It was a great alternate Spider-Man story. And I'm sad that it is ending. I'm not sad that the Ultimate Universe is ending. But once again, some of the creative choices over there at Marvel, I just am not on, I just don't get. So, but yep, I will be sad when this goes, but I am definitely interested to see how they wrap it up for Peter Parker. Booyah! Yep. XO Man of War. This is the second issue of the God Hunt storyline. They did a weird thing. I almost thought I wasn't going to be getting this because for some reason, they restarted a lot of the Valiant titles in this Valiant Beyond imprint. I think it's basically the basic Valiant imprint. It's not like it's DC and then there's Vertigo. It's just they're calling it. It's kind of more like, to me, like if DC Rebirth. So it's basically the basic line, but they're just putting like Valiant Beyond at the top and saying that it's kind of a soft reboot. But yeah, so they did like a 4-issue series, and I thought it was just going to continue. But then they did this as God Hunt #1. And I was really worried that I wasn't going to get it, but I guess this is just continuing my subscription from the other XO Man of War. But they just called it #1. So it's kind of like there was 2 miniseries together, but they solicited it as the same like continuous run. I don't know. It was really confusing. I'm just excited that I got it because XO Man of War is one of my favorite characters. And I really like that cover. So, yeah. Can't wait to dive in. I think actually, though, I'm going to wait since it is only a 4-issue story, the God Hunt story. I think I am going to wait until I get all of it and just kind of like binge it as a nice story arc for XO Man of War. So, yeah. And the last floppy I got was Vampirella Armageddon. Haven't started reading it. Once again, I think I'm going to wait until it's all out. This might be the last issue. I'm not really sure. Let's look to see if it says it's continuing. Let's see here. Savage Tales. Nope, to be continued. So we will see how long that's going to go. So I was kind of also wanting to read this kind of in one sitting. I get so many books. Sometimes it's hard for me, like in these, like, not esoteric books, but not like the blatant, like, superhero books. Because a lot of the stories, yes, I love them, but you don't really need to remember a lot from issue to issue. You need to know that guy hit that guy in the last issue and he's mad at him, and so now they're going to each hit each other again. But yeah, so these are a little bit harder for me to wrap my head around, so I might wait until, if this is like 12 issues or whatever, I might wait and just kind of read them all together. But yeah, it's kind of funny because I really like the Vampirella limited series a lot more than just like the Vampirella regular comic. I think they take more fun stories, but yeah. So that is the last floppy I got this week, and then I got two larger books. Um, I am trying to get back into Ultimate Wonder Woman because they introduced Ultimate Zatanna, and I really like Zatanna. However, I didn't jump on board in the beginning, so I got the hardcover, the second volume hardcover, and that should get me close to Zatanna. Yeah, actually, I think I got issue. So this does issue 8 to 14, and I think Zatanna is either like 13, 14, or 15, or 16, or something. So after I read these two hardcovers, I should be pretty close to where I need to be for starting the Zatanna story. So that will be cool. I really hope that, I don't know if you see that. I really hope that's on the shrink wrap and not the book. But yeah. Anyway, so there's that. And then the last thing I got was an omnibus. Once again, sorry if it shook the table. I am a big fan of Star Wars comics. And I got the Hidden Empire omnibus. Let's see. It says this collects Star Wars Hidden Empire from 2022, 1 to 5. Star Wars Revelations, number 1. Star Wars 2020, 26 to 36. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, 27 to 36. Star Wars Darth Vader, 28 to 36. And Star Wars Dr. Aphra, 22 to 34. So I'm excited to read these. I do know that era is pretty well received. I love, I have some of the Epic collections for Star Wars Darth Vader. Love those. So I am excited to read this someday. So yeah, and I think Crimson Empire, I'm not sure, but I think this woman here, maybe the woman from what is it? The Han Solo movie. I could be wrong though, but yeah, if you want to read this, if you want me to read this and talk about it, let me know. But other than that, yes, Crimson Empire, or no, sorry, Crimson Dawn or Bloody Downfall. So I'm assuming it's about the woman from like Han Solo's love interest or whatever from the Han Solo movie, but I could be wrong. I can't remember her name. But yeah, so that is the last thing I got. Star Wars Hidden Empire. So yeah. Hopefully you like this video. If you want me to do more haul videos, let me know. And until then, remember what your mom always said. If you gotta be Dick, be a Grayson. Thanks, everybody.